Leonardo Inghilleri, Exceptional Service, Exceptional Profit. The Secrets of Building a 5-Star Customer Service Organization. Get ready to transform your sales approach with the brilliant insights captured in Exceptional Service, Exceptional Profit. The Secrets of Building a 5-Star Customer Service Organization by Leonardo Inghilleri. This book summary delves into high-stakes sales and breaks the traditional mold of selling techniques by offering a step-by-step guide to establishing authentic connections and gaining your customers' trust. Discover how to avoid common pitfalls, refine your communication skills, embrace a diagnostic mindset, and carry out a value lifecycle tailored for each client. Say goodbye to pushy persuasion and start engaging your customers in a true collaboration.
Ineffective traditional sales. The conventional approach to sales can be counterproductive in high-stakes sales situations. It may even create an adversarial dynamic between you and the prospect, blocking you from making a sale. The key to successful sales involves effective communication, building credibility, adding clarity, and earning trust and respect. These factors hold true regardless of how complex your sale is. The Art of Productive Sales Conversations. Effective communication lies at the core of successful sales. This book emphasizes the importance of having mutually beneficial discussions and an engaging conversational style to compel customers to make a purchase. The author suggests that the likeliest cause of losing a sale is a communication failure. While most salespeople focus on honing their presentation skills, objection handling, and closing techniques, this approach often alienates prospects. The book emphasizes the need for a collaborative approach that fosters engagement and trust between the salesperson and the customer to achieve the desired result. Communication in sales. Effective communication is critical in sales. A person's communication style often reflects their emotional mindset and past experiences. The parent, child, and adult mindsets are present in everyone. The adult mindset, which is objective and independent, is the most helpful for conducting sales conversations. Presentations and persuasion techniques are not always effective in sales. Behaving professionally and respectfully while keeping an emotional distance can help build credibility and trust. Rather than presenting, it is more helpful to connect with prospects by becoming a collaborator and advisor. Focusing on building relationships instead of making a sale is a more successful approach in sales. Standing out with a customized value proposition. To distinguish your product from competitors, it's necessary to transform the vague concept of value into a personalized value lifecycle for each customer. Many salespeople use cliché value phrases like exceptional service and fail to relate their solution to a specific buyer's needs. The value lifecycle includes 5 stages: value proposition, assumption, requirement, expectation, and achievement. By guiding the customer through these stages, the salesperson can help them understand how the product satisfies their unique requirements and prevents potential pitfalls. Ultimately, customers become the judge and jury in the sale, while the salesperson serves as the expert guide. The Art of Diagnostic Selling. In high-stakes sales, a professional needs to become a decision process guide and focus on value by conducting productive, forthright, and collaborative discussions. Diagnostic selling is always customer-focused, striving to solve observable problems and promote ownership. The salesperson differentiates themselves from their competitors by engaging customers as collaborative partners and limiting value propositions that customers may dismiss as empty words. The process of value diagnosis involves assessing value relevancy, change leadership, mutual self-esteem, mutual self-interest, and emotional maturity. This assessment helps prospects understand how a solution relates to their business, design a solution, and create change that serves the customer and provides value for the sale. Throughout, the salesperson must protect and respect both the customer's self-esteem and their own. Emotional maturity is keeping a cool and rational approach that both involves and remains detached. Revamping conventional selling. Conducting successful high-stakes sales requires a new 4-step process: discover, diagnose, design and deliver. This process involves identifying prospects, motivating them to change, building confidence, and ensuring that the value terms are agreed upon. Effective prospecting through symptoms identification. To effectively qualify prospects, the traditional approach advocates talking about a product or service first and then gauging interest. However, focusing on symptoms rather than solutions can yield better results. Begin by conducting research conversations with employees, vendors, and customers of the prospect's company to identify an absence of value your product or service can fill. The engagement conversation with the executive who can authorize a change process within the organization must follow. Gain their sponsorship by explaining your value assumption, and secure relevant information for the next step in the process. Ultimately, customers don't buy because they fail to understand the scope and consequences of their problems. Progression of change. Instead of using needs analysis as a pretext for making a presentation, guide the prospect through the progression of change before introducing a solution. This progression follows a sequence: satisfied, neutral, aware, concern, critical and crisis. By raising the prospect's consciousness about a problem, you establish relevancy and motivate change. Conduct an expert diagnosis by pursuing diagnostic conversations with as many people as necessary to establish a convincing, compelling description of the customer's negative present. Fuel these conversations with relevant questions and explore the problem's consequence, impact, and relative priority. Moving prospects from negative to positive future. After a diagnosis, creating a solution with the prospect is essential for moving them to a positive future with your product. Called design conversations, they establish key factors like outcomes, resources, and time frames. This approach lets you differentiate yourself from competitors while clarifying expected outcomes, identifying necessary resources, and finalizing decision criteria. The prospect undergoes change from the negative future to a favorable outcome. Design conversations play a crucial role in guiding the prospect's journey through selecting the right solution provider and measuring its value. The art of collaborative selling. Closing a sale is not the end of the sales process. In high-stakes selling, the next step is conducting delivery conversations that discuss implementing the solution, measuring value, cementing the relationship, and developing references and referrals. The traditional proposal is replaced with a document of confirmation that covers the solution's characteristics, cost, implementation, schedule, and return on investment. This document should be created with the client's input and feedback. Inside collaborators should also be involved in forming the proposal by asking for their opinions. During the presentation, allow the client and collaborators to participate to create an added feeling of ownership. Anticipate potential risks and problems during implementation and brainstorm possible solutions. By collaborating with the client throughout the entire process, you'll ensure a more successful sales outcome and ongoing relationship. Speak the language of business. Successful sales require fluency in dollars and cents, clarifying the cost of inaction and rewards of finding a solution. Conversations with inside experts for cost analysis lead to creating reports that demonstrate the cost of the problem and the financial gain of a solution. Openly discuss prices without hesitation to achieve success. Mastering executive conversations. Selling to executives requires a different approach than traditional sales. In the book, salespeople are encouraged to understand the criteria executives use to make decisions and communicate in the language of their industry. The solution presented must address relevant issues and provide proof of the problem's existence. Demonstrating how your solution resolves the situation, outlining how to measure results, allocate resources, and track returns is essential. Finally, it is necessary to show that the company's managers and employees are aligned with your solution. By doing the opposite of traditional sales methods, mastering executive conversations can increase the likelihood of a successful sale.
In Exceptional Service, Exceptional Profit, Leonardo Inghilleri shows you how to revolutionize your sales strategy, leaving behind traditional methods that often create adversarial relationships with your customers. With a clear focus on developing better communication, avoiding cliches, building credibility, and creating customized value cycles, you'll be equipped to tackle high-stakes sales with confidence. By embracing a diagnostic mindset and expertly guiding your customers through every stage of the decision-making process, you'll not only stand out from your competition but also forge lasting professional relationships built on mutual understanding and trust.